Hello. So today we're going to be doing the heart kit, and when you order the kit you get your block with the nails pre-done, the string in your choice of color, and also some written instructions. But you're also watching this video, so you're probably like me and are a visual learner because it's so much easier that way. The only thing that you need that does not come with the kit will be a pair of scissors. Any do. I have a bunch of these laying around, so we'll use those. And we are going to go through the steps for you. Okay, so the very first step is you grab your string and you are going to tie a knot around any nail. Okay, once you choose the nail, you can do another knot just to secure it. And if you feel like it needs it, you can even do a third one. It usually just needs two though. Then you're going to go ahead and trim it. Try not to have, I have my whole spool of thread here, but with the kits, you do have the limited supply. So just in case, try and not have as long of a tail. All right, so that is the first step. And now we're ready to actually start stringing. When you are doing this, just remember to hold it kind of tight, and you can use your other hand to kind of hold down the string that you've already done. So if not, it's gonna unravel. And if it's not tight enough, then it'll pop off the nails after. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is, if you're looking at your instructions, we are wrapping around the border. Okay, so outside, in, and if you want, you can kind of skip a few nails and go around the curves, up to you. Both ways work. You just do this all the way around the border. Once you get to this part, make sure you don't cut across, because then you're not gonna have the heart shape. You'll just have a random shape. But pay attention and you'll be good to go. So you just keep doing that. Once you get here, we're just gonna go the opposite direction, but doing the same thing. This one, you will have to do a little bit more individual nails just because the curves are the opposite. Okay. Pause to unwind some string. We're just gonna keep doing this all the way around. Loop. And you can use your finger so it doesn't unravel all the way back down here. So of course that hasn't happened to me so many times. It gets better, I promise. Okay, so we're just wrapping around. And if you wanted to skip forward once you get this, feel free. And this is the first part of the border. Just wrapping around like that. So now when you look, you have string on either side. The next step is you're gonna start doing the crisscross. Just front to back, front to back. When you get to curves, you are gonna have to wrap it. Front to back, but you don't have to wrap it around every single nail unless you want to, but it's not needed. So if you go straight across like this, it doesn't get a tight, nice fit, so that one will get wrapped around. But just front to back, front to back, front to back. You can wrap it every now and then. And this just creates a solid border for you, so the heart shape really pops. Then once you get here, so you did the once around, you're gonna go back the way you came, doing a crisscross on the opposite side. So now you will have an X between each of the nails. And it just creates that nice border. So here we go, around and around and around. Ta-da! So now that's how you do the entire border for your heart. This is the fun, easy part that you can do however you want. So I'm gonna show you a few different ways of how you can do the center. And you can do a mix of them all or do one way, any of them. I usually end up doing a mix of everything. So you can just do it lattice pattern. And again, you don't have to twist it around the nails if you don't want to. You can every now and then. But you're just gonna go back and forth, and this starts filling in the center, like a coloring page. And again, just pay attention to this part right here so that you don't cross over accidentally and lose the heart shape. Then once you do it all the way, You can rotate, turn the string, and I like to go around here. And you just kind of pick any nail that you want. And see, we are skipping this section just because of that way, but you can go back later and do it. And if you haven't noticed, the string is very forgiving. So if you don't like how it's looking, you can just kind of unravel a chunk and decide to do it differently. There's no glue, there's no dry time, so it's whatever you want it to be. So this is the best way, just to kind of get a solid fill for the majority of it. Then the other way you can do it is just like in the border. If you've noticed, we did basically a figure 8 between these nails. So what that means is you're going to be on this nail, choose one that's sort of across, and then just loop it around. And then from there, go the opposite side. So it starts that first cross, and loop it back on the other side. And that's like the figure 8. And then you can go and choose any other 2 nails across and bring it back, crisscross it and around. And so this gives it a solid, like a thicker line, basically, if you like that look better. So you can just do figure 8s all the way around everything. And this is why I end up usually doing a mix of them. I'll start with the fill to get a sort of base, and then I'll go back on the spots that look a little more empty and do more of these figure 8s. But again, it's up to you. So however you want to do it, go for it. If you want to just keep doing like a lattice pattern, just filling it in and then changing direction slightly and then filling it in and then another direction, you know, back and forth, you can do it that way too. I've done it a few different ways. And again, if you have the time, and it's supposed to be fun, so go ahead and experiment with what you think looks the best. Because if you try it the lattice way and you're like, not so much, then you can undo it and try it a different way. Just make sure, if you are unraveling a lot, to rewind it so it doesn't get all tangled. That's the only thing you have to really worry about, is getting your string tangled, and then you won't be able to use it. We don't want that. That would be sad. And basically, you keep doing this for as long as you either have string or until you like the fill. So it's sort of up to you. It's so fun seeing all the different colors that people choose. Like this is a classic one, just the red and the white. Perfect for Valentine's, but there's so many other colors. My favorite color is actually turquoise, so I usually gravitate towards turquoise for a lot of my stuff in my house. But these are great to do just by yourself or with your family. If the kids need a craft activity so you don't lose your mind, or for girls' night would be fun for you all to get kits and do this together. Excuse me. There's so many different things you can do. See, so now it's getting kind of that solid red fill of string. And then if you got this or you're done filling it before me, feel free to fast forward to the end if you want to see how to finish the whole thing. All right. And again, it can be completely random in the way that you do the string. No pattern that you have to follow. It's whatever your heart tells you. That's the fun of it. We don't like the stress. It's too hard. Got enough going on. It's supposed to be fun, nice, easy. See, it's just so fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Let's see. Oh, and then one other thing, if you ever wanted to take a break or had to go and get something, you can just sort of wrap the string underneath and then it doesn't go anywhere. See, it's even less stressful. You can let go of it. And even if I let go like that, it doesn't completely unravel. Just make sure when you do pick it up that it is kind of taut. All right, I think that looks good to me. Now you can either leave it like this, or if you want, in the beginning, you know how we did around on the outside, that border, you can go and give it another pass if you have string left or think that it needs that definition. You can go forward and go around and give it kind of like a top coat, top border, something like that. Skip a few. Hold your finger down on it. And if you are running out of room on the nails, you can just sort of push it down a little bit. And that'll help more string fit. All right, I think I went around all the way. Now, just like in the beginning, the very first step where you tie the knots, you want to make sure you have enough string left over so you can tie a knot around any of the nails to secure it. So just tie it, trim it, or make sure you stop stringing before you run out. So you can use this much. If you think you can tie it with less, go for it. It's up to you. And then you are just gonna hold it, make sure it's tight so it doesn't unravel. You can put your finger on it and then do the knot, loop it over the nail. And I like to put my finger down there so it doesn't pop off and cause chaos. And then we do another one. Make sure it's just tight. And if you feel like it, you can do a third one. But again, usually 2 is enough. And if you have a tail left over, you can kind of trim it, and just like that. And then either with your fingers, or if you're careful with the scissors, careful to not cut yourself, especially if kids are doing these, or, did I go too fast on that? Careful not to cut the thread. And then you're just gonna want to tuck this tail anywhere underneath the string so it's hidden. And there you go, your very own heart. So cute.